One. Hey everyone, this is Mario again. As you can tell, this is another commentary. Once again, I am joined by...
Yeah, this is me, Efree once again. And once again, we're hanging out with my amigo over here, with Mario over here. And guess we're going to talk about the very, very underrated sequel, which these days gets a lot of shit and everything like that. We'll go into reasons why, I guess, when we go into the film. But what are your thoughts about that? You know, how people, they really much wipe their ass with this film and the film after it and whatnot. So I don't know if we touched on that in the last commentary.
I can see sort of why, when the movie first came out, why people would have done that, because the first film is low budget, gritty, has that documentary feel. On this one, it's filmed more like a normal movie and has a slight comedic tone, more like black humor though. But as time's gone on, well, some people like you and me enjoy it a lot. And
I know Matt, I think Mike enjoyed it as well.
And I think also the angry video game nerd likes it for what the movie is. But
oh, cool. That's cool.
But,
yeah, wonder how Cinema Snob feels about this movie.
Yeah.
Good question to ask him. So, I guess we'll get started whenever you're ready, Mario.
Okay, on the count of three, we press play. 3,
okay.
2, 1, go.
Yeah, we gotta go. We got the lion once again.
Yep.
Of course. MGM lion, because everything like that. We're gonna see the Canon emblem. Now, this a group that has done a shitload of a lot of low-budget films, badass films in the 80s. The Canon Group.
Yeah.
So one day I'd like to hear your thoughts on looking up all those films throughout the 80s, from the Delta Force to Missing in Action. And of course we have a voiceover over here, but not by John Le Carré, by somebody else though. And stuff. And this is the first time we hear that Sally and Franklin's last name is Hardestein Enright. Which you never hear about the last name again, Enright.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And of course, the girl Babylon, Mad Tail, Cannibalistic Family. Texas Lawman mounted a month-long manhunt. You know, I wanted to see that movie. You know, all the Texan, Rangers or whatnot looking for Leatherface and his family. I still want to see that movie. Yeah. But we never get that movie.
Yeah, that would be a fun movie. And we know we know which ranger was not on duty during that, because if he was, they would have found them.
Oh, Walker?
Yeah, it's like...
Well, between Walker or Lone Wolf McQuaid, either way, Chuck Norris with a gold star.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I could just...
Now, this was directed by To Be or Not To Be Hooper. And, this was the time when he had a... little movie deal going on with the Canon Group, basically. It was, I think, he did 2 movies with them before this. He had done, I believe, was Life Force, but that's another film I want to hear your thoughts on someday, Life Force.
I think I have it somewhere. I guess I gotta watch it.
Yeah. And he had done Invaders from Mars, which is a decent remake up until the ending. The ending fucked it up for me, though. But, and everything like that. And plus, Toby Hooper, during the early 80s also worked on Poltergeist, which a lot of people forget. He did direct Poltergeist, unless you want to go to that whole controversy if he did it or Spielberg did it. And the music here was done by Toby Hooper and Jerry Lambert.
And then, with the credit, but Savini did the effects.
Yeah, Tom Savini's effects working on this. I mean, it's not his best effects. I mean, his best, to me, is Day of the Dead.
That's a little funny. One of the production people is named Carrie White.
Well, maybe. It has an homage to Carrie.
Carrie's spelled differently, but it's the same name. It's like, don't want to mess with that production.
Yeah. Associated producer was your writer for this, Kit Carson. Now, you do know the original backstory behind this, that Kim Hankel originally wrote a script regarding how it was going to take place in a town full of cannibals.
Beyond the Valley of the Tip.
Well, for one thing or another, they didn't go with it, and they went with a Kit Carson script and stuff. Yeah, so I guess the movie's about to start.
A sequel to the first film that they made last year.
Oh yeah, and of course we're gonna get introduced to our to our two assholes of the film who pretty much deserve their fate, in my humble opinion. They're up to no good. See, wearing glasses like that, firing a 6-shooter is not, it's not a good way to start to like, oh, I'm gonna care for this guy. Fuck
Battle of San Jacinto sign we just saw. I happen to live by the other San Jacinto. Battle of the Alamo.
Yeah. Battle of the Alamo.
Right now, I bet.
Well, that's why they must have been cheering when these two guys get killed.
Yep.
Yeah, you get the idea. These are two rich college boys, pretty much. Fraternity. And there goes the very beautiful Caroline Williams. Right there. Oh, by the way, did you listen to the commentary on the gruesome edition with Caroline Williams, Bill Moseley, and Tom Savini?
I already tell it's going to be fun to listen to.
It is. It's a very fun one because Caroline Williams seems like a very down-to-earth gal, and Bill Moseley as well, very down-to-earth. Tom Savini, well, a lot of stories you hear about him in conventions, getting real snotty with fans. What are your thoughts about Tom Savini being like that in conventions?
I don't think he should be like that. He should be a little bit more humble. I mean, acting-wise, the only things I could think of that pop off the top of my head is his biker character from Dawn of the Dead, and of course.
Oh, Dust Till Dawn as well. He played a biker as well as
the one that he first sees his hand and then puts it behind his back.
Yeah, he's the one that had the gun crotch. Yeah, gun crotch. Have you seen Dust Till Dawn or not yet? That's right. That's the best one. Fuck the sequels, at least in my humble opinion. But you give him a fair shot, basically. Yeah. Now you did hear how Caroline Williams got the job, right? How a lot of women went for the audition or whatnot, and he read the part and everything like that. But Caroline Williams really was gung ho getting this role because she was a Texan actress. This was from the Texas Film Commission. And everything like that, and the big first one was a big movie, and everything like that, to come out of Texas. So she wanted the audition. What she did was she ran into the audition, screaming very loud, and acting like Leatherface was behind the door. She took a table, blocked the door. He's coming in, and everything like that and everything. And Toby Hooper was in the casting office, and he saw that. He goes, "She got the job," and stuff like that.
It works.
Oh, if it works, yeah. So she really got the motivation in there and stuff. And that guy we see right here is Lou Perryman, I believe his name is, who, sad to say, is no longer with us on a very, very sad circumstances, bro. I don't know if you heard about this, but a little bit after they did the special edition, when they had interviews with him and everything like that, he was at his home, relaxing, and out of nowhere, some guy, I guess, was running from a crime or something, from a killing or something like that, murder or something, and he wandered into his house with a gun. And out of nowhere, the guy either was scared or he didn't know Lou Perryman probably defended himself. He shot Lou Perryman in cold blood.
That son of a bitch.
So, sad to say, he's another one that's greatly missed. On various, hopefully they gave the guy the fucking gas chamber or whatnot. Taking out the Lou Perryman actually was one of the camera crew operators for the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. So he was an old friend of Toby Hooper and Ken Hanko, I believe.
It explains how he got the job. I mean, he does a good job as this character.
Yeah, exactly. Now the thing with the spitting, that was something he came up with randomly or whatnot. That wasn't no thing from Toby Hooper. That wasn't in the script. It was just something his character did. Yeah. And stuff. And he really was he would show up to conventions, very sweetheart guy, and everything. Like people would take pictures of him with the fans, and like the ladies would come up to him. He whispered, "Ladies here, I made a fry house for you." Yes, he sees her. He was a real sweetheart. Now, these two pricks are going to get what's coming to them.
I have to say...
Now, I saw this at... Oh, go ahead, bro.
I'm glad I haven't run into any fucks like this at the college yet, but Jeff has had to deal with one. And, yeah, this guy was a real prick. talking about how he'd cut a woman for making fun of his penguin just because he has diabetes or something. Because he got the penguin when he was first diagnosed. Yeah, a guy that's really full of himself and this kind of thing.
Well, there goes Nibbins, that's Tom Savini calls him. The hitchhiker's remains, basically. Yeah. Now, like I was saying, I saw this at a very young age, only this part, and then I could not watch the rest of the film because this was one of the movies I referred to as Fire Across the Eyes. I don't know if you remember me talking about that with you, with Fire Across the Eyes. That basically what that is, if I was watching something I wasn't supposed to watch, there was no TV, MA, none of that. It was a mom with my grandmother's hands that go right over my eyes. And if they had to keep over my eyes for at least more than a couple of scenes of the movie, like, okay, go to the room, go to the room. But if it's for one scene in the film, okay, that's it. Never like that. Because if there was no hands over my eyes, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Yeah, I didn't get to see this film until I was introduced when I was older into the third film, which I hopefully will talk about next, and everything like that. But this scene always creeped the shit out of me. Granted, as an adult watching it now, or when I saw it a little bit older, I'm like, these guys deserve what the fuck is coming to them.
This is where we're rooting for Leatherface, because we're about to see his face, here it comes. It's like, I could just imagine what's going through Leatherface's mind right there. It's like, you son of a bitch. You just shot my...
Well, these guys started with him, because remember, whoever was driving the pickup truck ran him off the road, and this got to be a very long bridge if you think about it, because look how long they've been driving that bridge already. No, it's not that long. The bridge ain't that long. And I like the way this is done in subtlety. We don't see the exact impact of the chainsaw, but we get the idea when it hit. Even though I know Tom Savini is not that proud of this effect, because he kind of wishes it was more bloodier. And this was released on rating. You do know, right?
I can see why you would want it to be bloodier. Like,
yeah, because there was just a little bit of blood coming out. But you gotta remember, this was the 80s, the time MPAA was around fucking everything up. And I don't think this film got hit with any problems with MPAA. It just, you know, it was kind of the only time Cannon Group really did a horror movie, when you think about it. Because the majority of their stuff was exploitation and action. And they were doing after this, they were doing a lot of fantasy stuff. They would get Masters of the Universe and other stuff, like King Solomon's Mines and stuff. And now we're introduced to another guy who's greatly, greatly missed. Sad to say, I think he was ashamed of this role, which I don't think he should have been ashamed of this role, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's the Dennis Hopper, the Lord of the Harvest. Yes. Did you know that Dennis Hopper is actually a New Yorker? I think he is, because I mean, go to IMDb, it says New York, I think. I got IMDb in front of me. I can just check right here and stuff. They're going to show you how great of an actor he is, that he could pull off a Texas accent. And he does it more convincing than Statham did in Parker, in my humble opinion. Which I know you didn't mind Parker, but me, no. All right, Dennis Hopper. And this was on the time... Oh, wait a minute, my mistake. I'm sorry. He's from Kansas City. Dodge City, Kansas. My bad. Yeah. But he's done a lot of accents. I mean, he could do New York or whatever, you know. He was taken from us in 2010. He was 74 years old. And Hopper's done a lot of Marvel films.
I think he also did some voiceover work. Like, I know he did a voice in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. He was the porn director. Oh, I did not realize that was him until I read the cast. I'm like, that's Dennis Hopper? Fuck, he did a good job. He's funny in that role, too. Then the guy shot comes up and bites the guy's dick right off.
Yeah. Another movie you should check out with Hopper, which I recommend, is True Romance, because he was great in that role. And I like this character right here, Lefty Enright, where he's basically telling this local law enforcement guy that, yeah, it was a suicide. These kids drove me so damn crazy, they cut their own heads off with a chainsaw.
Epidemic.
Yeah. And stuff. Basically, it's probably one of the only times in the Texas where you hear law enforcement talking about issue with the murders or whatnot. Because if you think about the other films, they don't really deal with law enforcement
Well, unless you count
getting much involved.
No,
but that's not what I mean. I mean, that's more he's there.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course, the guy who
technically,
kills
but
the takeover.
it's just great.
Yep. You gotta get that
Yeah, that's the
nephew
prequel.
of yours. Yeah. And 3, I think the only time that the cops are involved is when they find the bodies.
Yeah.
4, I don't think there's any cops.
Dennis, take the cigarette off, Dennis! Please, take it off, Dennis! No!
Yeah.
I know, that's all smokers in general, my mistake. I mean, I like the idea of this Texas Ranger who's wants revenge and wants to get his hands on the killer of his nephew and his, I guess his niece, I guess you could say, had passed away. They mentioned Sally, I guess, is passed away in some institution or whatnot. And stuff like that. So I kind of like that idea as a relative looking
something
for
like this happened to one of your
Sawyer
family members and you had the ability to, would you go around and find the guy? I guess?
Yeah. Oh, there goes Toby Hooper! Toby!
Oh, it's always
That's
fun.
Toby, look! Oh, somebody threw something at Caroline Williams. That was on purpose. I kind of like this here. Dennis Hopper looks like he's drunk. Which, sad to say, this was around the time he was recovering from his alcoholism a little bit. Look at his eyes. Look at that. I like that. He walked away like, get the fuck away from Dennis.
Don't mess with him. He'll stick the Goombas on you.
Yeah, he got his own Goomba. He got those chainsaws, but not yet. So. Cassette tapes. You see, there was once upon a time, there used to be cassette tapes with music.
I think I still got cassette tape somewhere.
Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Really? Well, okay, I know you're such a young kid, so, I gotta mention that. Cassette tapes. Now, have you ever seen, any of the, I thought you saw the first Hatchet film, right? But you never seen the second one or the most recent, the third one, right? The third one, Caroline Williams is in it. Playing basically almost the same character as this character, but they don't do nothing with the character, which is sad. Caroline Williams is a very attractive, fun gal.
Yep.
She can rock those short shorts. Now, I've seen her today. She can still rock those short shorts. Yeah. Legs that go all the way up.
Yep.
Words of Val. Yeah. Everything like that. Yeah. So how did you find this film, Mario? Did you see this one before the first film again? Or I think you mentioned it briefly in the other one. I don't want to recap.
The order was 3, remake, 1, 2, and then I think 4. And like the first one, it took me multiple viewings to appreciate this film more, but it didn't take as many as the first one because this is a more straightforward horror film. I think it was the comedic part of it. It took me a while to like, what? Because I first heard of it off the trailer.
Yeah.
Because the DVD my brother had, which I also had before I got the special edition of the first film, had the trailers for all the sequels. It had the original trailers for the first film, including the New Line release one, had the trailer for this film. And there's a Fry House you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the Fry House, yeah. And that's something he did on his own. That wasn't in the script. Toby Hooper seen him fooling around with that. He goes, let's put that in the movie. What happened? And Lou Perryman, I mean, he's basically LJ, basically. I think the character's name LJ, yeah. He basically is that big country boy, nice guy. Made your little Fry House. What, darling? Yeah, you greatly miss Lou Berryman. Rest in peace, along with Dennis Hopper. Another guy who's sad to say is no longer with us. There's like 3 people no longer with us, man. This movie, look at that. Jim Cedow,
Their
Dennis
movies about
Hopper,
in the
and
80s
Lou
didn't
Berryman.
have curses like that, except Poltergeist's curse is a little worse. You know that a couple people involved with Poltergeist died.
What was that?
A few years after the movie came out, like the girl and I think one of the actors.
Oh yeah, Heather O'Rourke, yeah. And I believe that actor who played, I think Kane, I think the character's name was, Let Me In.
And there comes
Hey, you're gonna die. This is the first time we hear his name, Drayton Sawyer. Because remember, in the first film, he didn't have a name. He was just the cook.
And despite the fact we know what's in the chili, I do like his philosophy on how you make the chili.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with how he comes out here, you can tell in this film he's crazier than in the first film. Just how he's...
Well, he's given a little bit more to do. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, I looked at it this way. Toby Hooper, along with Kit Carson and the people who made this, they figured they're not going to make the same movie again, obviously. I mean, lightning sometimes cannot strike twice. I mean, it was a long absence from 1974 to 1986. So, and this was around the time the slasher film was starting to diminish a little bit in the mainstream, besides the Friday 13 movies and Nightmare on Elm Street. Those are the ones that were a little bit in the mainstream making their money. But this over here, this was released unrated and through the Canon group, I mean, didn't do that well box office wise and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
Of course, we're going to get that very famous scene right over here.
Continue with the trailer thing. I saw the trailer and I'm like, wow, this looks interesting. And the trailer makes it look like it's a more straightforward horror film and not a horror film with some black comedy in it. So maybe that's why. Yeah, and I love that tagline, and I like that it shows some of the stuff like it was part of the scene that we saw on the bridge.
Yeah.
There was a couple of the scenes we see later on in the film. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. And of course, it had that trailer for the next film that makes fun of our King Arthur legend with the chainsaw coming out of the water.
I love that trailer. I saw that trailer on the big screen when I was seeing Nightmare on Elm Street 5. And people in the theater reacted to that. Yeah, I love that trailer. Course, that was my introduction to Leatherface right there.
For the original release of the fourth film, when it was just the return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I can understand why that movie got 2 separate releases, postponement and all that.
Well, they didn't want to. I think Matthew McConaughey, did not want the film released, and he had good reason. I mean, granted, he's the best thing in that film. I will admit that, but I would say just let Matthew McConaughey play a maniac in a better movie, though. To be honest, then play a maniac in a better film. That film just didn't work. I think when they were talking about on the other commentary, I think when they had Dennis Hopper actually chopping down this tree outside, when he was testing them out or whatnot, they had to be careful to use a stand-in at some points because they were afraid of him whacking the saw that the chain was going to break off and scar him in the face, send the movie into postponement and stuff like that. That's the last thing they wanted, especially with the Canon group. So I don't know if they had to do some one faraway shot. I think it's a faraway shot that you see. Maybe it's not him. And this whole thing here, Dennis Hopper was left alone. He basically said, let me just react to this. There's no dialogue or nothing. He doesn't say thank you to the man or nothing. He just puts his money right out there on the table and shit.
Yeah.
And puts on his sunglasses.
Walking out like a boss.
Because he's a badass.
You think he overpaid for those chainsaws?
That's it. I just don't. It's kind of like in these films, you see the good guy going to gun store and buy a bunch of guns. But I guess that's what they're trying to go with. And I think over here they were a little bit worried about that, about the chain breaking or kicking back into his face, which thankfully didn't happen. Let's see. Maybe the faraway shot when he's whacking it. Not him. Not him.
Just told them, I would have just told him, screw it, I'm doing it.
That's him. Yeah, but remember that they didn't want to go into. Remember, if he gets hurt, they're gonna have to stop production. Stop production doesn't mean it's gonna send everything into a tailspin. You know, and the Canon Group were not known for giving that much flexibility. Especially, remember, this is the first time taking on an icon like this.
If we learn how to handle the chainsaw properly, it won't.
So that's probably what it was.
Unless you got a freak accident thing, like on the side of the Crow or
That's the
something
only
like
thing,
that.
yeah.
But what are the...
Yeah, maybe that depends. I mean, how much pros do you have behind the scenes? You know, if you have people who are handling the gear and everything. The problem with the Crow is they were trying to be a bunch of penny pinching bastards, and in long runs, you know, somebody lost their life, which nobody should have to do and stuff. And everything like that. Don't be penny pinchers when it comes to an action film, and you know you're gonna deal with bullets or weapons, stuff like that. And everything. Yeah, take it on your mouth, Dennis! Please! Yep. Please!
If I remember right,
yeah, man, look at those legs.
I think it was the original script or something, I don't know if it was filmed. Wasn't it mentioned that she was supposed to be his long-lost daughter from like a one-night stand or something?
I believe it was in the script. They mentioned it on the gruesome edition and on the features, and I think it was briefly touched on in the commentary with the cast, with Caroline Williams and whatnot and stuff. Which I think should have been left in the film a little bit, maybe to clarify some stuff. Like there was some deleted scenes that got cut out, which I think would have been great to leave in there because it will make Leatherface have a bit more of a body count. Because if you think about Leatherface in this film, he really kills, really 3 people if you think about it. Like, yeah. But there was a deleted scene where he kills Joe Bob Briggs. I was wondering if you look at that gruesome edition, hopefully by the time this is uploaded, you take a look at those features or whatnot, you know, and blow your mind away, you know, and stuff. And everything like that. There's a commentary track with the guy who did that documentary, The Shocking Truth, and Toby Hooper. That's on the DVD as well, which I didn't listen to that one, but the one with the cast is a lot of fun. Yeah. Look at that ass! Look at that ass! Up those steps! Boing, 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 look at that ass! Hi, Texas. Yeah. Oh, look at that ass going up the steps. Caroline Williams makes fun of that on the commentary. She talks about, look at that 25-year-old ass I had. Well, I seen her ass in the latest Hatchet film. She still got it. I don't think she wears shorts like that no more. It's the only thing. She still got it. Yeah. She's a MILF. There you go.
Yeah, if they had kept that subplot about...
Well, you were saying before I interrupted you, bro? Sorry, once again.
More weight to the ending scene where he bursts in and says the whole Lord of the Harvest thing. Probably would have added a what the fuck moment to Leatherface's reaction, considering one of the plot points we're going to see in the next scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're never...
Look, he had the original car phone. There you go.
Wow, the police scanning you?
Probably. Now, do you think that it's kind of wrong of Dennis Hopper's character to stretch Caroline Williams' character in this predicament over here? Because now this kind of makes her a target now.
To do it, so it's understandable why.
If you think about it.
If anything, he should have probably burst in sooner. Yeah, like.
Or been close by at least.
Like when.
He disappears for a little bit, then he comes in.
When Leatherface
you would think maybe he'll hang around or whatnot.
All of a sudden, boom, he comes in with the chainsaw. And Leatherface would probably be like, Arr!
Yeah. Yeah. Now, a little bit, we're going to be introduced to a guy, you could say, who got his introduction through this film over here. And this guy has been in a lot of films we both know about a lot. He had a very, very tiny part in the Blob remake as well. And, of course, that's going to be Bill Moseley. We're about to see in a little bit. And, of course, he's also in the Night of the Living Dead remake, too, as Johnny. They're a horny barber. They've been dead a long time. There goes the spit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he had a thing for her. Look at that. LJ, really, he had this poor country boy. He had a thing for this girl. Look at that. And this poor girl probably, she liked him, but I don't think she saw him like that. It's kind of like Beauty and the Beast type of thing, really, in a certain way. That's true. When he sort of gets up in a very bad, sad predicament, which you're going to see later on. Told him to fuck off.
Yeah.
See, poor guy. I kind of know how he feels a little bit, because sometimes I like girls like that, but they see you as a friend, you're like, no!
I Dragon Balls!
I want to be in the friend zone, please!
Then you gather them. That wish is far beyond my power.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the very least,
come on, I want to massage the legs. And the booty, too.
Here it comes.
Well, that's true.
I do wonder if it was Leatherface who made the call or Chop Top.
Somebody giving an obscene phone call. My bet is Leatherface, because Chop Top is close by, unless he's calling from inside the studio.
If this film was
somewhere.
made nowadays,
Remember, there is no caller ID. This is 1986.
Who's fucking Chop Top? I think they still make them.
Holy shit, a typewriter. Another thing you probably don't see no more these days.
Yeah, I think they're just rare now or something, or I think only
Oh,
some
yeah?
use them. Yeah.
Okay, she's got company. Mm-hmm. Pan the camera down, please. No. Okay.
Yeah. I wonder what Toby was when he was shooting these scenes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, it's like,
Well, I don't know. It's like, okay, I gotta stay on her backside. Well, if you would have got the same cinematographer, the one that filmed Pam, with that good shot you see of Pam, or whatnot from the first film, that would be interesting. Oh, it's in focus. There's a zoom-in problem. You gotta fix the zooming. It's in focus, baby. Don't worry. Oh, I gotta be more manual now. Okay, get your face out of my ass with this camera. And of course, now we have the introduction to the man right here. Now did you hear how, I don't know if I'm strange kind of saying that, but did you hear how Bill Moseley got cast for this? Oh, what happened was, Bill Moseley did this little fan film that somebody did called the Texas Beauty Shop Massacre or something, which he played kind of his take on the hitchhiker, very over the top, going, hey, he wasn't a hit, cheese, very over the top. So Toby Hooper got wind of this. He saw it. He goes, I want to put this guy in the film. Now, I don't know if that is the reason why Edwin Neal has been on record saying next time he sees Toby Hooper, he's going to kill him.
Yeah.
Because maybe he wanted to come back. I don't know. We don't know for sure. Until you ever see Edwin Neal at a convention, good question to ask him. Stuff like that.
Makes you wonder if when
and Tom Savini did a good job on his makeup effect there. Like that.
He's stronger because Because of his plate, he was probably on something when he
He
was on
probably
the
did. You wouldn't bet he probably did drugs or some shit or
Iron
whatnot.
Butterfly, yeah, Iron Butterfly.
Hey, what about that thing with the... Is that the Rambo 3 soundtrack? Which Rambo 3 didn't even come out yet.
Yeah, it's like...
You think about
Stallone
it.
watches this. Rambo 3.
He wasn't even
We
called
shall
Rambo
make it.
3. It'd be Rambo freaking Part 3. It's a good idea. I like it.
I can...
Yeah. And they make fun of this
I
scene
can imagine.
very vividly in the commentary. Tom Savini, Bill Moseley, and Caroline Williams. Especially this whole thing with the Sesame Street thing where he spells exit. That's something that wasn't in the script.
Yeah.
E-X-I-T. Exit. Shit, I think I might rewatch that commentary tonight. I'm talking about it so damn much. We're commentary. Talking about another goddamn commentary. Like Tropic Thunder again.
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder. I'm the dude, playing the dude, playing another dude. There you go, you see? E-X-I-T.
Yeah.
Now, you do call bullshit how Leatherface just popped out of nowhere. You don't hear the chainsaw starting up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more plausible because...
Yeah, it's kind of like the same way you didn't hear him starting up the chainsaw on the back of that car.
Chainsaw. That would be noticeable. And also, you wouldn't really have the room to start it,
Yeah.
at least on the first try. So she'd have plenty of time to probably stop the car, at least slow it down, and then jump out. Whereas here, even though it'd be hard for a big guy holding the chainsaw to pick up on someone, you could still possibly do it. Especially if the person's distracted with by a psycho with a clothes hanger.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. She's so distracted you don't get...
I wonder if she's realized, right?
Yeah, you know, doing the whole thing about the chainsaw.
From that tape. Yeah.
He has suspicions because I don't think that fucking guy would come to the station looking like this.
Hanger in a way it's not supposed to be used for.
Yeah.
It'd be like the mutilator, only less.
Yeah, all you got. I didn't think of that. Well, thank you for that image, Mario. Thanks a fucking lot. Yeah. Now, Leatherface got plans for her anyway, so. A far off free.
Obviously, the Sawyers don't brush their teeth. There he is! Good thing he had the metal plate, or else he'd be dead.
And he fucks up Mutt Chops out, which is funny. I mean, he's not my favorite Leatherface, to be honest, but he's still good.
Good thing he's not the Blob, or else he'd be like...
Oh, she knocked him out with the chain with the fire extinguisher? Ow. You ruined my Sonny Bono ring, Leatherface! Look at his wig!
Yeah.
He tries to put the shit back at him.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Good effects by Tom Savini on this, at least on the makeup. He's still eating it. Ew. Oh my goodness.
I do wonder how it would feel to actually get hit in the face.
That too, shit.
With the CO2 from a fire extinguisher.
Well, I heard people have told me about it. When they get hit with fire and shit like that, it's like it's, you have trouble breathing after a little while. Here's an interesting fact. All the scenes you see here of Leatherface attacking or whatnot isn't Bill Johnson. It isn't Bill Johnson. It's a very interesting story behind that because halfway through the beginning of filming, Bill Johnson is such a gentle giant off camera or whatnot. He had trouble being vicious with that chainsaw. So they had to use stand-ins sometimes. Until maybe until the last day of the shooting, then when you got to the fight, then that was him. When him fighting Dennis Hopper, that was him. When it came, but I don't know why. I guess something about how he had trouble, you know, wielding that chainsaw because he wasn't a stunt guy like that, so he didn't know, you know, if he was worried about if he would hurt, you know, Caroline Williams or whatnot. You know, because he's such a gentle giant. That was saying about Bill Johnson. Don't you find that strange that these guys like Kane Hodder, Ted White, Derek Mears, some of the Michael Myers guys, played Michael Myers. In reality, they're all real gentle guys.
A giant around being 6'4" and all, because everyone else, at least in the immediate fan, yeah. You're
6'4"? Yeah, you're taller than me, bro. Fuck, I'm only 5'10".
5'9".
There was a Mario Beach, I'll be looking up to you. Like, hi, Mario. I think Matt told me he's around my height. He's 5'10", I think. And Mike, I think, is my same height as well. So three of us are the same height. When three of us were to meet you, we'll be looking up. Hi, Mario.
Eric. Right through the glass. Yeah. Yeah,
but technically, he did not kill
especially considering the chainsaw.
LJ. Technically, he knocked him down. Really, if you think about it, Chop Top really is the one that did the winning blow. Which is kind of strange seeing this now, despite that how, you know, Lou Berryman was killed, but not like this. I think he was shot.
Yeah.
But this was a more hard way for him to die. He dies more vicious than Kirk, if you think about it. Because Kirk just
I wonder if any of the actors, when they watch this film now, fast forward through the scene because of what happened to the guy.
No, but on the commentary, remember when they did the feature on the DVD, Lou Berryman's on there, he's still alive. It was after the features.
What is
Maybe
it?
more likely, yeah. No, I think that's sad to say that's a very poor weapon she's got there. And ice. That's the thing, they used to pick up ice cubes and stuff like that, but I guess a chainsaw, I mean, unless she's going really, really close to his face, she can clip him in the eye, maybe, blind him.
Anyway, with the gentle giant thing, I can
understand. That might piss him off, though.
And, but it is, like what you mentioned, it is a little ironic that all these horror guys are like that. Like, it shows how good they are with their physical acting that actually makes themselves seem intimidating. Especially Hodder.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Hodder that had that one story where he was all in Jason makeup and that one guy asked him, "Are you with the film?"
Yeah. And
Hodder thought it was a stupid question and just stood there and then just like did a fake lunge at the guy and then he ran off. I think that was Hodder. I think it was on part 7.
Oh, what story was that?
From the set, he was in Jason makeup. This guy just walks up to him, says, "Are you with the film?" Doesn't answer him, and after a couple more times, Hodder just lunges at him. The guy runs, and next day, one of the 80s told Hodder that the cops were supposed to be coming by, and they never did.
Oh. Now, this is not Bill Johnson, obviously. Maybe the closer shot is him, but the chainsaw going into ice, that's not him.
Weird scene.
Yeah. And leads to a very, very weird scene where he's using it as a phallic symbol. And Caroline Williams has a bunch of jokes about the scene.
I just like how he's looking at her. Like,
but she mentions the word cooch.
I got a chainsaw.
It made me laugh. She said cooch. Closer to the bone, sweeter than the meat. That music showed you, remember? That's a newer film, which I think fits this issue.
And these angles really fit this scene.
But I think I got it. I got it. I can send it to you. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that tongue. Look at the tongue a little bit. See, stick his tongue out a little bit. But there's nothing erotic about this. He scared the shit out of her. He looks like that. There's no relationship here.
He killed his family.
No matter how much he gives those eyes, it ain't gonna work.
Or if he was more like a part 3 Leatherface and actually forced
maybe. But I don't think he's that in love to that.
Insert Leatherface weird look here.
Well, he loved them private parts, you know.
Well, thankfully, the scene does not turn into something worse than the mutilator, though.
Well, well, thankfully. See, once again, the tongue. There you go. And she says, "Cooch." She goes, that thing she was saying in the commentary that chainsaw was very, very cold because it was in the ice. And she had to stay in character. Even though she said she was like, it was a very weird feeling.
I wonder if the...
Oh my goodness.
I bet that everyone behind the camera is holding...
It would have been hilarious if this was the audition.
Up until this point. I just like the symbolism there that... Yeah, that he can't get the chainsaw started on the first try. What's the matter? Can't get it up?
It's a phallic symbol. Yeah. So that's why you can say he's killing, or he's destroying the room because, you know, he's, what do you call that, repressed? Or impotent? And even the last shot, he look at the look on her face before he walks out.
Yep.
Which I found hilarious here. Not yet. Now, this is not Bill Johnson, remember, who's breaking this up. Okay, right before he walks out. Which I like to look at her face when he does it. Okay, there he goes, there he goes. Get ready. No, not that. There's it. You see?
Remember.
Yes. Next time you're gonna suck this. But in a strange way, out of all Leatherface, this one is in love so much, he lied to his own family and said he did kill her.
Yep. Part 1,
Leatherface didn't do that. Think about it. Leatherface, you know, they're gonna kill, they're gonna kill. That's it.
Yep.
Now, part 4 actually make him advice, pretty much, because he's a faggot. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Just, if you see in the film, you understand. He's wearing a dress, and he's going, woo, barely kills anybody. Yeah. Because Kim Hankel wanted to do that whole deleted scene that was in the first film, or whatnot, which worked as a deleted scene. Okay. When they bring away Leatherface apart, you know, clone her, kill her, then take her face off and wear it. Basically. Yeah. Now, people might wonder, why is she following them? Why won't she call for help? Which probably would be the smart thing to do, get the license plate number of the damn pickup truck. But she doesn't do that. She's pissed off at Dennis Hopper because he's late. Which puts her in a bad predicament. I wonder if that's what that scene would have fit in. Maybe the reason why he's not there, because he had just learned about that, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the original screenplay would tell or something.
Maybe I wonder what that will fill in that gap in the scene right there.
He's off doing Ranger stuff.
Where Lefty was at?
He was off at the badass Texas Rangers meeting with Chuck Norris.
Pretty much.
Then all of a sudden he got a page and like, crap, the damsel in distress is in danger, I gotta go, Chuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, you're welcome to come with me, Chuck. That would be overkill.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it'd be fun to see. The closest you see Chuck Norris beating up maniacs is Silent Rage and Hero on the Terror. That's basically it. Or you want to be technical, you can say he beat up a demon in Hellbound. And stuff like that.
No one would.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think there was an alternate climax, I guess involving a carnival or something. I don't know what happened, but it ended up becoming the underground of this place or something. I don't know. I think it was something they talked about. I don't know, was it in the features or in the commentary? There was like an alternate place they were going to go. Let me see. Let me check IMDb. Well, I have that on over here at the same time.
Yeah, if they had cell phones in this era, this would have been the perfect time for her to use one.
Yeah. Well, they did. Oh, by the way, this film did get an extra point. It got 5.4. I think at one point it was just 5 point something. So it has gone up. I wonder if that's because of the newer shitty movie.
Which for the 80s, that's a respectable.
The budget of the film was 4.7, I guess, million. Yeah, but it only made
like
8 something,
ending.
but it caused a lot of criticisms or whatnot.
And you could, and I just noticed that you could tell it's Lefty in the car. Real quick, if you look carefully behind her. When
look at those legs.
Before it starts doing that.
I think the title that Kim Hankel wanted for his script was called Beyond the Valley of the Chainsaw Massacre. That's kind of what he wanted.
I think at first she was thinking, you left me. He was probably thinking, you son of a bitch, where were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what did he give her?
Okay, he admits he used her. Kind of the wrong thing to give her to grab.
Well, you had to give her a hand.
A hand, boom. Somebody's remains.
Yep. And here's why it was a bad idea.
Look at the legs!
The joints. Now, if it was a fresh hand, then it would have worked. Yep.
Now, they did a lot of great work on this set over here. Very, very lot of work he did on this. When the BBFC notified Canon that at least 20 minutes and possibly 25 would have to be trimmed, Canon aborted its plans for a planned UK release in 1986.
I like how he's looking at the hand. It is now a boomerang.
Yeah. Of course, like I mentioned before, there were deleted scenes where should be put back into the film, in my humble opinion, where, you know, it was a lengthy scene where the Sawyer family is out in their truck. This must have been, I guess, a little bit before they make it to the radio station, I guess. And they fuck up a bunch of people coming from a football game, trashing cars and whatnot. And you see in the deleted scenes, you see what I'm talking about. It's just crazy. Leatherface going to town on people cutting off somebody's hand. The hand gets severed and gives the middle finger to him.
To make
like that.
appearance in the radio station more suspenseful and like, okay, is this one of the guys? They should have, at least for an extended cut, it would make sense to put it back in.
Or maybe, more likely.
That'd be a fun fan thing to be making extended cuts, but we'd have to do it probably based on the screenplay.
Yeah. Maybe it. Yeah. I could have sworn I thought maybe I think it's mentioned in the commentaries. Not on. Fortunately, it's not in the.
At the wall. Oh, it's bleeding.
It's not on the IMDb trivia here.
Don't drink it. Don't drink it.
I think while they were filming the film, there was like Dennis Hopper doing the making of the film was very friendly on the set or whatnot. This is like the time where he just came from doing Blue Velvet, which that was his big comeback film from his alcohol addiction or whatnot. And he was on his way up, and he had just done Hoosiers with Gene Hackman or whatnot. So, like his birthday was there when they were filming this day when he was doing the thing with the chainsaw or whatnot. And what he did was they gave him a cake and everything like that. Big cake. They all saying happy birthday. Still serious at first. Then he got one of the chainsaws and he cut the cake with the chainsaw. And then he smiled afterwards. He goes, "Oh, you want to take the cake?"
Like I'm the Lord of the Bakery.
Everyone started laughing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, but he had a smile on his face. Just, he was not used to doing these type of films and stuff. Maybe that was one of the reasons. I mean, it says on IMDb, which is sad, that Dennis Hopper thought this was the worst film he'd ever been in, which I have to disagree. I mean, as much as I enjoy My Science Project, his performance in that one is the worst. Not this film, my humble opinion. I love My Science Project. That's a fun little flick, sci-fi flick from my past, from my childhood. But Dennis Hopper's performance in that is.
Did he do that film before this one?
Not. What happened?
Maybe that's when he was still having problems with alcohol.
Yeah, that was 85. This one was 86. Maybe. I think he was in the middle of cleaning up his act, because Blue Velvet was his big comeback movie. Which doesn't sound like a very weird what the fuck type of movie. I think a David Lynch movie, so it's right, of course.
Obviously has to be weird. Here it comes.
Yeah. Like, this gotta be the most weirdest scene, or disturbing scene, see what happens to Lou Berryman.
Yeah, why, Oda?
Once again, you get a little bit of that Three Stooges vibe. Woo! Curly's Leatherface. Woo! Wow. I mean, I know I said this is not Tom Savini's best, but it's still good effects. It's just my favorite of his effects will always be Day of the Dead. No, but this one is good. Is that what it is? I mean, they had to be a little more lengthy with some stuff, even though this was released with an X rating, which made money a little bit, but not as much as they thought. So the Canon Group was kind of embarrassed with it. That's one of the reasons New Line took it when it went to, we got to the third film. And how Mike DeLuca was one of the guys who wanted it on New Line and stuff. Even though Bob Shea kind of had doubts with it, which I guess we'll touch on that when we talk about the next film.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think this is actually Bill Johnson doing this, though. This was around the time he was already getting the hang of the character a little bit.
Well, it's easier to handle.
It's funny, he had trouble dealing with a chainsaw swinging all over the place, but for doing this, he had no problem.
If you hit the guy, it's not going to be as bad. Unless you hit the jugular.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Assuming that is a guy right there, that could be just a little square ball dummy right there doing that. Then when it comes to that scene, we're gonna see pretty much there. I know Robert Burns, who did the effects of the original. Believe it or not, he really was not a fan of Tom Savini's effects in this film. Because I think maybe that could have been just the whole idea of, oh, we did it cheaper. We did it our way. We need no Italians do our effects. Yeah. Now Leatherface is kind of pissed off because he gave her a chance to leave. She can't follow him, so. Oh, okay, I'm gonna clean the blood off my hands. Wait a minute. Alright. Wait a minute. Come here. Let me touch your face. And then your legs. No, he touched it on her face only, not the legs. He already worked on the legs with a chainsaw.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And once again, he hides her right there. Because I know some people had a problem with that Leatherface doing that. Like, they don't like icons doing that. Like, I know a lot of people had a cow and a heart attack when Jason did something like that with
they gave a valid
in the reboot, I know. Which I know that doesn't sound like Jason doing that, to be honest.
If you think about it in a psychological way, it would make sense. I mean, when the girl in the second film did the whole psychological thing and freaked him out, which they did reuse in the reboot at one point, he fell for it. So obviously, if he sees someone that reminds him of his mother, he might do that. Yeah. Obviously, if she's still alive, he's feeding her.
Yeah.
I think the only one I can think of where horror icon does something that's totally weird for them to do is what they had Michael do in the producer's cut of Halloween 6. Yes. Michael, I know you love Halloween, but you don't have to practice what the Druids did.
Banging his knees?
I think the Druids did. I'm not sure if the Druids practiced incest, but I know they practiced. I know they did orgies.
Yeah.
Right? No, the Face's family. I know the character wanted his
don't touch.
This is dark comedy right
here. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up. Oh my god. There you go. Strange things happen to a man on the road. Strange things happen. Man, we did our end title song plays here by Stuart Copeland. Strange things happen to a man on the road. Yeah, it's all dance movie knows.
And there's Lefty. As he goes through this place, I like that he's getting a little bit more insane, even though it's not like over the top insane. Well, except for the last scene. Because you think about it, with how long he's been searching for these guys, and all the strain he knows is putting on them, and what happened, not knowing exactly what happened to his nephew, what it's causing his niece to go through, it would.
But you want to see how they do this type of vibe of a ranger going after killers and the ranger losing his mind. You know how they do that in a worst way, sad to say, is Devil's Rejects. Because they kind of do a flip. Because these people, whatever, the Bill Moseley and the family or whatever, which once again, that's a ranger hunting down killers. The people might mention they did that already, Devil's Rejects, okay. But what they did was, they made us follow around these killers and made us care about them. Like, why? And then, when Bill Forsythe gets his retribution, Bill Forsythe loses his mind. And stuff like that.
I love that effect.
Which I think that was maybe the wrong way to go. I kind of like Bill Forsythe. He wants to lose his mind.
This guy's still alive after all that.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And then just woke up from this and was like, what?
Great effect. Yeah. That was one of the reasons I think they left them doing the spitting, the loogie thing, because Toby Hooper wanted that, because that would help, but then later on when his face is taken off, that would show that it's still him. And, Lou Berryman said in an interview that he wanted to do it naked. And Toby Hooper told him, look, I'm already in enough trouble as it is with the effects we got now. Keep those shorts on.
Well, there's no way they could have probably gotten away with it.
Who told me that? Keep those shorts on. I'm already in enough trouble as it is.
Make it look.
Please move.
They could have had Leatherface castrate him and do an effect there.
I'm already in enough trouble as it is when he said it. Keep those shorts on.
I had to paraphrase, actually be more of a quote, Ron White. My balls are bleeding.
No, that would have been worse.
Ooh, that's a good effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tom Savini once stated that the makeup effects that he crafted for Grandpa is his most proud accomplishment, which he compares to the makeup for the aged Dustin Hoffman, Little Big Man. Which I've never seen Little Big Man, but I know Tom Savini, I guess, is very proud of the effects on Grandpa, which I will agree that effects on Grandpa looks more and more organic, obviously, because they're doing more with him, I guess.
But it still makes, like, I think I pointed this out when we did the first film. He's more like, just like a living dead body in the first one, where in this one, he's more of an old man. He, like, moves slow, and, like, but he actually moves. He's active.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like a...
Yeah. I do like the last shot we see of LJ where he goes, ugh, shit. Which, you know, works.
He's now going.
Yeah.
He's now going to the big fry house in the sky.
Yeah, rest in peace, Lou Berryman. Yeah. Exactly. When he gets to, he don't have to spit that much. Yeah, like a proud Texan. He wears his fedora right by his chest.
Yep.
Well, too bad he wasn't alive to hear that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now what I was going to say. I actually haven't seen the
Okay, once again, the place is going to shit, thanks to Lefty chopping up the place.
I already know. Angry Video Game Nerd beat you to that.
You really haven't seen that one yet? Oh, damn, I gave away the end. Fuck, I didn't know.
I've only seen a handful of scenes in it, like...
Oh, yeah? Oh, felt kind of bad. I thought I gave it away, like, ah, shit.
I know, because my friend... Yeah.
Oh, about the chicken fucking? I mean, we don't see chicken fucking, but it's a little funny dialogue with Ken Ferre and Michael Berryman. Boss, he called me a chicken fucker. There's a funny scene with Sig Haig and Ken Ferre that's kind of a take on the Bud Light commercial they had a few years back.
Oh, that one.
I don't know, you remember that Bud Light commercial with two guys drinking beer, father and son? He goes, I love you, Daddy. Son, I understand that, but you're not drinking my last beer. But there's sort of scene like that, but involving cocaine.
Of course, I have to read.
Ken Ferre and Sig Haig.
Which I'm looking at my VHS right now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it on VHS? Oh, cool. I think Devil's Rejects has a good DVD. There's like I think a long documentary, on-set documentary of it and stuff like that, where I think they talk to the cast members and everything. And Bill Moseley, gets to know Bill Moseley a little bit.
It's
like, he had a problem
doing
doing some of the scenes he does in that film.
Moseley an Oscar nomination for his role in that film.
Stuff like that.
Yep. I can just imagine them showing clips of that at the Oscars.
That's too bad. It was pretty good in it.
Award for whatever he would have gotten nominated for it comes up. That would have been it. Yeah.
Well, there would have been a lot of horror genre fans would have been proud of that. That a big horror movie.
Horror and comedy.
Like those who just got noticed or something.
Except for maybe like the tech. I don't think he has yet.
Did Chop Top mention the thing about Namland? Or not yet. He hasn't mentioned that yet. Namland. That'd be an interesting movie. Somebody did a movie like that about Vietnam land, with maniacs in place, but not making a instead of a thing they call Nam Land.
Well, we'd have more people like
it's ran by maniacs, I think.
Universal Soldier running around them.
I think he's talking about it here.
There it comes.
See, Nam Land! He talks about it.
You're only supposed to make noise.
Leatherface signals right. Why the fuck you have to make noise? Now I must take the chance on your cooch. Be stupid. Yep. He tries to signal, get the fuck out. See, Nam Land. Talking about Nam Land. Oh, Tom Savini, I think, during the making of this film, Toby Hooper has a thing for cigars and Dr. Pepper. So what Tom Savini did, he gave him one of those drinking helmets that you see the people have in the ball games when they put the beer cans on top and they drink with a straw. One of those hard hats. He gave one of those to Tom Savini so he could drink his Dr. Peppers while he's on the set. The Dr. Peppers he wanted and smoke his cigars. So Tom Savini gave that to Toby Hooper. You didn't see it?
And like I said earlier, this is where you see he's even clearer than he was in the first film. Yep. The only time you really saw how super crazy he was in the ending.
Oh, did you see it out?
And he only went a little over the top when he was like, "Yeah, stupid idiot, you ruined the damn door." Here, his craziness makes it a little bit more abusive than. Then again, we only saw a little bit of it, so maybe this is how he always was behind closed doors.
If you notice about this film also, is that this is kind of the first Sixth Chance I'm asking for, really the only one that gets away from the dinner scene and from the house. Because all the other ones, well, you're not including the first one, but part 3, the shitty 4th film, the remake, the prequel, and sad to say, well, there's no dinner scene in the newer film, but still, there's a house. There's the little connection right here. You see a little cut in the skull, so you get the idea where Leatherface hit him with that chainsaw, basically.
One thing about this is, I wonder how
now they finally dimmed out.
That actually is Franklin. Because it's the only body he's come across in a wheelchair. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now
it could be the thing Sally must have said. He was in a wheelchair with a flashlight.
He will taste my Oscar-nominated fury.
Don't fuck with my Kansas City ass.
I love this part.
The only thing is, by him doing that, he's causing some problems, though, especially for this girl right over here, though. As we're gonna see, I was about to see, right in a little bit, from this chase coming up.
Yep. And it makes you wonder.
Look at this sets, man. Look how much work they went into this shit.
That house, but how long have they been here? Well, probably enough to do all this, but.
Pretty much. You see, once again, she thinks that's Leatherface, but no, see, he's causing trouble.
The story supposed to be originally part of the Texas Battleland and what they added on.
Yeah, pretty much. Remember, it was going to be a town. It was not going to be a tunnel, I guess. I remember in the commentary they mentioned something about there was another location they were looking at to do something, but ultimately they went with the underground thing, which worked. Great shot over here. And Leatherface is really running very pissed off at her because He warned her not to fucking come out. She didn't listen. And now he got some shit about that.
Yep, now S&M doesn't mean sadomasochism. It means sever and massacre.
He's really running after her ass now. He's pissed.
Wonder.
Yes,
I wonder if this is the stuntman
it's
or
a
the
big
actual
chainsaw
actor
too,
right
and he's making up for it. This is phallic symbol. I think this is Bill Johnson because toward this scene over here, that's when he got more into it. Okay, you see, once again, Lefty makes a fuck up, which I hate to say.
Leatherface doesn't do anything right there. He's probably thinking like, what the fuck?
See? And hold on one moment. Hello. 10 o'clock tomorrow? Okay, I'll set the thing tonight now, okay? Oh. Alright, no problem then. I'll write down the thing. Thank God they made a thing. I'll write it down with the serial number and everything, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Alright, so I'll set the clock for 9 tomorrow now. Okay? Any luck on the setup for that or the tricop? Not yet.
He's like, oh fuck, they're gonna kill her.
Oh, the battery died out? I gotta be careful now since the thing's flashed. I know the battery's gonna charge up now. Alright, bro. So I'll see you tomorrow morning then, okay? Okay, bye.
No, I've done a few things. Here it comes, typical.
Alright, hopefully you didn't give everybody dead air. Did you stay talking?
I'm like, Leatherface.
Yeah, giving them shit.
Yep.
Sex is sex, but the saw is heavily. So things just like that.
I said that like Leatherface never knew what sex was. And again, with how his intelligence was in the first film, maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
A swindle? Help me! Help me! Yeah.
Well, at least you don't get whacked around as much. What happened to Marilyn Burns, at least?
He's like looking at the saw, looking at her.
Oh, that Marilyn Burns got whacked black and blue and everything. Yeah.
We can't. I can't finish her. She hasn't finished me.
Sex is sex. Sex or so.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a tagline that'll be on the chainsaw for the next film. Saw his family.
Yeah.
Of course. See, where's good Leatherface doing it, unlike Carrie's mom doing it in the remake, which I didn't like that.
Looks like a leg bone.
And what is he gonna get hit with?
We have a dinner
A
table.
bone?
It's more over the top than the first one, at least the set design is.
The
Look at that chair.
Dinner table. They really went creative with this. But many fans hated it. I don't know why. I thought it worked. It's bigger.
Yep.
Well, if you've seen the lead scene, you know what the football fans are. They're in the chili, pretty much.
Oh, if they're in the chili, I guess that means that chili must be lean. Unless you get like one of those big football players.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One day I would like to hear you talks about the features, see what you think about and whatnot. Especially the commentary with the cast. You listen to commentary tracks by any chance?
You know, off the top of my head, probably the one for Jason Goes to Hell.
Do you have any favorite ones? Any particular ones you liked?
Yeah. It explains a lot about what went on.
Oh, you listen to that one, Adam Marcus and Dean Laurie? That's a fun one.
Film, whether they like or hate the film, should probably listen to that one.
I like that whole thing with Dean Laurie and Adam Marcus talking about Creighton Duke and the whole other stories they have for him and whatnot. About Crotch Rock Betty. And all this other stuff about the Voorhees curse. You go in there, you turn the light bulb counterclockwise.
But that is just a weird story. If it was like his wife or something, it would make more sense.
Crotch Rock Betty.
And there's Grandpa. Old, decrepit, with a big nose.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, it is a very good makeup effect, I gotta admit, on Grandpa. This is my time. Boom, boom. Think about that Rammstein tribute you did way back when.
Anyway, you know that song? I think I told you what that song's about, right? Well, the title, Mein Teil, translates loosely.
What is it about? Anyways, it's a German song of Rammstein. I know that.
I think it was in Germany or somewhere in Europe, where a guy placed an ad in a paper asking for someone to, I think, eat at least part of him. The guy answered it. He killed and ate the guy. Part of it was his chainsaw. Yeah. And the guy was arrested and tried.
Oh, so of course it really goes hand in hand with the films, of course. Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And how many views that one got? I think that one got a good amount of views, right? That Mai Tai tribute. Yeah. Wow. You know, Bill Moseley, I think he still has that hanger and the vest, along with the fake prosthetic teeth. He still has that head costume.
Try to do like a head effect and then like that. Yeah, kids, you want some candy? Yeah. Here you go. Yeah.
Right. And he'd be like, ah! Leatherface is being kind to her. Like, okay. Now, you know, part 3 one would be just putting his face right in her face or whatnot.
Been more like.
Yeah. Because Junior loves the private parts. I keep bringing that up. She took care of Papa's too, so I guess she took care of that's one of the reasons he's barely moving in the fucking film.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, he gave her keys. That's a good way to end the tribute if you think about it.
I wonder if that was that.
You put that song there showing him kissing her. Oh, God. Once again, I think it's touched on in the commentary with Caroline Williams, Bill Moseley, and Tom Savini. I think it's touched on and stuff.
I can understand why.
I think there was some trouble with filming the scene because everybody kept laughing too much. And once again, Jim Siedow, this is the last film he did, and this is because after this he retired pretty much. Yeah. And when he's referred to as Bubba Sawyer.
He dropped the hammer and licks the ladle.
He's got the label in one hand and the hammer in the other hand.
He's doing a good job playing a decrepit old man. It's probably now.
I wonder who the actors are behind the makeup, though. Well, I need to be in front of me. I asked a question which I can answer myself, and I fuck it up.
Yeah. Evert?
Grandpa is played by Ken Evert. And he's only, sad to say, there's another guy who's no longer with us. He passed away in 2008. I left on April 1st from Austin, Texas. He was only 56 years old. I don't know what he passed away of.
Just imagine
full bio.
Just imagine how scared shitless the character must be right here. The old guy keeps
Doesn't
missing
say.
and they're holding her down like that. And the hammer just barely hit her head right there. Yeah, the eyes. The eyes.
Yeah.
Go back. Right.
Look at that close-up shot. Jesus.
Looks like he's tired. Ooh, he got a good shot there. But nothing yet. He must be weak as hell if that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And here it comes.
Now, ironically enough, when her head was in there, she was cracking up on that laughing.
Johnny.
And of course,
They're like, what the hell?
there goes Dennis!
If I remember correctly, he's
Dennis!
singing a sea shanty or something right now.
Yeah. This must have been a good moment in the theater, I guess. We finally have somebody who's looking for them for retribution now. I just think they dropped the ball with the Devil's Rejects. The Devil's Rejects, I think, could have done that scene a little more epic with real foresight, but they fucked it up, in my humble opinion. Again, Rob Zombie, I don't know, he talks too much out of his ass these days or whatnot. You know, putting down Carpenter's movie or whatnot. There's something I gotta show you probably after we do this about how Rob Zombie, it was a video somebody made.
I think I've heard of
How
that.
Rob Zombie destroyed the Halloween franchise. It's a 3-part video. I don't know if I sent it to you. Yeah. But there's some very important statements right there. Here's Rob Zombie making or whatnot.
I
Which
think
I
there's
didn't know
been
about.
good sequels, there's been bad ones. It's always like that. Well, depending on how he worded it, I think it's stupid. I mean, without.
So what are your thoughts about him putting down John Carpenter's movie, though?
But then again, it's not like how you mentioned before, how Tom Savini said something about the film.
No.
It's not like that where it's not his cup of tea. That'd be one thing, but him, if he's trying to say something like the movie's dated or something, that's kind of stupid because it's still effective.
Yeah.
You know what we're harvesting? Maniacs.
The Lord of the Harvest.
Vegan group.
What are you, a vegetarian? Some vegan group?
Yep. I think that's a felony.
And plus he's trying to bribe Texas Ranger, which is not a good idea to bribe a cop.
Okay, if they had cut that subplot in, this would make this even more personal right here. Right in the ass. Right here.
That's it.
If he had gone
Ooh!
right in the ball.
That makes my ass hurt. Ah!
That reminds me of a song. Run, sister. Or something. You can sing it to that song. Here it comes. Chainsaw fight. Yep. I've been waiting for you, Leatherface.
That's Bill Johnson right there in the chainsaw fight.
You will pay for your crimes. Whoa!
You know, they made Leatherface look like Lord Helmet from Spaceballs.
Yeah.
You see, my chainsaw is as big as mine. I like the chainsaw fight, but I'm more a fan of that fist fight with Ken Ferré and Leatherface. I don't know why. Maybe that was the first one I was introduced to more.
That's basically.
Of course.
I like.
Yeah.
I just love how
It's
it's
Ken
giving
Free.
well,
It's badass. I'm not taking nothing away from Dennis Hopper.
The young motherfucker. Yep. Yep. You have committed high crimes against Texas and your people.
Exactly.
You have anything to say in your defense, Leatherface? That is not acceptable in a court of law.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know that in The Running Man, when Arnold's fighting Buzzsaw, that's kind of like, imagine Arnold doing that to Leatherface. With him taking the chainsaw and just pushing it between Leatherface's legs, you know?
I love his little line.
Yeah.
With you, literally.
I love that. Small businessman always gets it in the ass. Well, I have him. Thankfully, it is bad as his the whole shit. Oh my goodness.
I can imagine he's looking at that set.
I think Bill Moseley did get injured a couple of times here.
Oh. I just look at the one shot where he jumps up.
I'm talking about when he went, you know, Caroline Winnets whacked him a couple of times.
And this shows.
Yeah. Once again, they have to be very careful with the chainsaws because if the chain snaps and it catches an actor in the face, that's going to be a big injury. And we get the killing below. Now, I guess this film is not connected to the events of the next film because you have to answer yourself, how did Leatherface survive a chainsaw to the stomach? That's the only thing.
Yep.
You know? It's kind of like Ken Free. He's how badass he is as well. He's standing like it's a fucking pincushion with those chainsaws. I like that.
He's probably thinking on Monty Python logic right there. I'm not dead.
That guy's still going on that damn chainsaw
His
stuff
grandpa
too.
could still be alive. I guess it's like that. Yeah. We don't see it, so maybe he got out of the blast radius.
Well, that's how his character kind of dies here, if you think about it. I know, so it's almost as no fans acknowledge this, unless
like
there's somehow a novelization somewhere that shows he lived, I don't know, or some fan comic book or whatnot.
Yep.
Maybe. Badasses don't die, they reload. That's it.
Yep.
But I didn't even notice,
probably a little bit
she really doesn't kill Leatherface, right? She takes out Chop Top.
He's the one that more wants to outright kill her. Leatherface just wants to take something else from her.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of a fucked up way. Ooh. Like when she gets him. See, that's another injury right there.
Right in the plate.
Kick to the groin.
Yep.
You think that would kill him? Shit, he's still going. Exit! E-I-X-T. Exit. Which they make fun of that.
You missed.
Nice shot, Grandpa.
And there
that's it.
Love it.
Just like in the original one, you notice how the hitchhiker was cutting Sally a lot with the razor. Same thing here. He has a razor and he's cutting Stretch. Not no more now.
Unless you try hard to connect this film to the next film, kind of like how some people try to do with H2O and the previous sequels. You have to really strain your brain to think hard of ways to do it. But it's harder with this one because of that injury to Leatherface.
Yeah.
That's why it's easier to think of 3 as a reboot sequel, maybe a sequel to the first film, but not this one.
Yeah.
Then again, it also makes you wonder why is Leatherface acting a little differently.
Yeah.
Did he go in with a
Jesus
part of the
Christ, her legs.
actually treated him a little bit more humanely, and also he thought about it, and he's like, you know what, I'm not going to let these fuckers do what my brothers or something did, and that's why we get that one scene with the Walkman. And there's Great Grandmother in Chainsaw Heaven.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's supposed to be the chainsaw from the first film.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Once again, it's Bill Moseley doing all this crazy shit. Not that, I don't think it's him, but it's clever. You know, they never ever gave any of these movies on regular television for no reason or nothing. Which they're tame by today's standards, really they are. I mean, you will not see this late night on the CW, believe it or not.
Yeah, and unlike the 80s, they won't have the...
You catch a HBO, well, I may be
will
lucky.
show this movie at night. Oh, she's gone a little crazy, too.
Yeah.
I think they're both gone crazy. Yeah. Yep.
Now, this is kind of crazy right there, if you think about it, because that's basically the jugular vein.
And after she's finally hit her breaking point, she's like, he's about to go kick some ass.
He's going mad all the time, though.
Yep.
She's been smacking him around, if you notice.
Yeah.
She runs now because he knows. Oh, Grandma is still alive. She heard it moving.
Yep.
There's no gasoline in there.
And I think it's, considering the hog problem Texas has, I think that is a good insult, if you think about it.
Wow, cutting up her back.
Chainsaw's activated to that. It's basically mine's bigger than yours, dude. I'd be like, oh fuck. Can't we talk about this?
That's it. Too late now. He's fucking him with the chainsaws, cutting up his stomach.
Oh, you mean this part right here?
Now, how do you explain this ending
Like
now?
I said, she's gone crazy. Or gone a little mad.
Her doing the chainsaw, doing the dance.
Point like how our first heroine was, but, you know, temporary snap. You know, that's probably the only thing I can think of to compare it to. You know, like how people who are bipolar are. How they're calm one moment and they're like insane the next minute. Or, here's another thing, kind of like how Jack Nicholson's character is in Anger Management. You know, he's all calm and all of a sudden, I said over easy! Now, why did I do that? Like that. So maybe something like that. And also...
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you try to...
Happened to a man on the road. What are you saying?
Cameo in the next film, she is sane, so...
I mean, I think Jeff Bird did that on purpose to try to acknowledge, even though we never hear if that's the same character, but you get the idea, okay, maybe she's a journalist. No, that's what she wanted to be.
Yeah, because even if it wasn't in a will, they
Stuff
usually
like
go
that.
after the last closest next of kin first before
Maybe.
they give it to the state. Yeah, maybe she also got the chainsaws.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Maybe. You know, there was a deleted scene where Chop Top, when he got killed with a chainsaw and he goes into that vent, his clothes fly out that direction. which looked too silly, so Toby Hooper cut that. It looks silly. He goes down that chute, and then all you see coming out the other end of the chute is
He's hamburger.
So what, he's naked, bleeding?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, left already, but then every body part, not just clothes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what strange things happen to men, bro. There you go. So, what are your thoughts on this film, man? Do you feel it's very, very underrated? Because
I don't think it is.
This whole flack it gets, how people want to disown it. Toby Hooper doesn't even talk much about it. He wants to say that the newer film is the sequel that deserves the original, which I doubt it. And stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, Stuart Copeland did the
It's a
song for
random
this.
thing I just thought of. I don't remember if I asked you this, but which do you
Stuart
think is worse,
Copeland,
the new
formerly of
film
the
or
police. I think they're both bad, to be honest. They're in the same shit. I think you asked me that in the last video. They're in the same shit. Same shit. But anyway, this movie's already coming to an end here, man. And I still enjoy this film a lot. I mean, I think it's a very underrated sequel. I mean, I don't hold it that dear to my heart. I mean, that one's going to go to the third film and the first film. The third one, I'll touch more on why when we get to that next. But, you hear that chainsaw there? I guess that means everything's up.
I think there's only one phrase
that line.
is a good thing to end on.
What do you want to say in closing, I guess? Indeed. Indeed it is, man. So I guess